Let's see here. Rush shirts were $50 to $100.
There you go.
Well, I'm not Rush. I don't have a 40-plus year legacy.
He's talking Rush Limbaugh, I'm sure.
Well, I'm glad people did get their shirts. I wanted to make sure they got out as quick as I could get them out.
Do you think Rush Limbaugh has a T-shirt?
I don't know. I think he does have EIB shirts.
Ugh.
I think. I don't know.
That guy. Wouldn't you just? And I actually probably like a lot of his politics. But if I saw somebody walking down the fucking street with an EIB network shirt on, I might have to punch him. What is that?
An EIB shirt.
Yeah, the fucking golden microphone. Shut up, dick. I saw he's been getting dropped on a lot of stations. Did you see that?
Yeah.
Is his time over?
I don't know.
Isn't it weird? I did 5 years ago to say that he would get dropped from any station. You would have never believed that.
Well, I think the thing is that there are so many up and coming guys who are expanding their audience, like Mark Levin and Michael Savage and even Dennis Miller and people like that. So maybe there's more choices now.
Dude, I wish Savage would get on here. I love Savage, but I can't ever get him. Like I was listening to him for a little while. I found a place where I could download his shows, but that place dried up, and there's nowhere to really hear him.
The Savage Nation. He always plays metal too.
Yeah, he seems like an old crotchety guy that's like an old metal.
He's not that old. He's only 50.
What?
Yeah, he's only 50.
He seems like he's like 136.
Nope, he's 50 years old.
Get the fuck out of here.
I swear to God.
He's the same age as you.
He's the same age as me.
That's crazy talk.
Yeah. Michael Savage, Savage Nation. I like Mark Levin, though, man. That guy.
Mark, I've not heard Mark.
You got to listen to Mark Levin. He does not give a shit.
Really?
Oh, God. He absolutely hates Obama.
What's his day part?
What's that now?
What's his day part? What time is he on?
He's just on syndicated all time of the day.
Oh, he's
I don't know.
Not like live from.
Well, he is live, but I don't know what the stations that don't carry him live. They play it and rebroadcast later in the day.
Okay,
I catch him at night.
What is that in Chicago?
Yes.
You have to send me the link in Chicago and the time he's on there. I'll just tune in.
Yeah, he comes on at I think 6 o'clock.
On what station?
On WLS 98 WLS.
I know they stream, so.
And Savage is on there too.
Oh, is it? Ooh.
Or maybe Mark Levin is at 9 and Savage is at 6.
Yeah.
So you can catch them back to back.
Yeah. I was podcasting again this week, listening to podcasts this week on my various drives back and forth to Pittsburgh.
Sure.
I got to say, Anthony, he's coming around. Opie and Jimmy,
not so much.
Unlistenable.
Yeah.
Dude, they had some guy on that does like a bunch of documentaries, and that's why I listened, because the guy is, and you might actually enjoy the interview. First of all, Jim wasn't there, so it was only Opie and then like whatever comedian was in the studio with him.
Okay.
And they were interviewing this guy. He did a bunch of the 30 for 30 movies.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, I like those.
What's his name? Peter Corbin.
Okay.
Is the guy. He did the 30 for 30 on the University of Florida.
Okay, yeah. Yeah, where they got all the black players and all that.
And he did a documentary, and I'm gonna put one out here. I watched it last night late, and man, is it fucking great. It's called Dogfight.
Okay.
Spelled DAWG, not DOG. It's about like that whole Kimbo Slice thing.
Okay.
But it's not necessarily only about Kimbo. It's about that whole community of people that were doing the fights in their backyards.
Right.
And what a great documentary that was. One of the best I've ever seen. So, there's your plug for it. But listening to Opie interview this guy and suck his dick, oh, my God. He's like, oh, my God, dude, you're the best that there's ever been. And it's like, Jesus, dude, fucking just tell him he's good. You enjoyed his shit. You don't have to suck him off.
Right.
Opie, what happened?
I don't know what I was going to say, I don't get Opie these days. He's like got no teeth anymore. He's got no biting humor. He's not funny. He's just sort of like, I don't know. He's just sort of like lost his edge or something.
Yeah. Well, I don't know that I think the other guys took so much attention before that he really didn't. I mean, there were a lot of times you'd listen and he'd go almost the whole show where you wouldn't even hear from him. And that was because Opie and Jimmy, or Anthony and Jimmy, were always cutting up. But now where he has to lead, it's just not as good because he's too busy leading to ever, throw anything.
Yeah, but he's always trying to be almost non-offensive anymore.
Yeah, well, wife, kids.
That's kind of like softened him up. He's kind of lost any kind of edge he might have had.
Yeah, well, I could tell you for a fact that Anthony has not. Holy shit!
What has Anthony got to lose? He's his own boss.
Yeah, I was listening to his, and I'll tell you the podcast though, dude. For people that are looking for a podcast to listen to that is consistently great, Joe Rogan, the Joe Rogan Experience.
Yeah, he's real good.
Every single podcast, doesn't matter who he's interviewing, is really good. Every single one of them. He's quality, man. But yeah, I was listening to his podcast yesterday. He had Rich Voss on there, who I don't really dig.
Yeah, I don't like. He's okay, but every once in a while he gets a good zinger out there. But I don't like that. It's almost like he's like a fat tongue guy.
Yeah, he does talk like a retard.
I can't take that.
Yeah, he's tough to listen to. I'm with you on that. But I don't find him to be overly funny either. But Rogan made him really good. And it was definitely Rogan just took the reins and ran with it.
Sure.
And he's just so good, man. That's a long podcast for people that like longer shows.
Right.
He does like a 3-hour podcast pretty much every day or every 2 days or something. It's quality, man. And then I was listening to Adam Carolla, and once he dumped Allison, it's like not as good anymore.
It's that chemistry, man.
Yep.
Once that chemistry is gone, it's tough.
Yeah, I would have never thought, because she really did nothing but read news. But without her, it's just not as good. So, but yeah, I was podcast listening this week because it's just easier in my car just to download the podcast before I leave and then not have to deal with the internet going up and down as I go through the fucking mountains. So.
Don't you love modern technology? You're not a slave to FM radio now.
Dude, I never listened to we're talking about doing some advertising on DVE in Pittsburgh, and that's like the big rock station.
Yeah, rocking the Berg, 102.9 WDVE.
So I was listening to it a little bit during the week, just trying to get a feel, if it makes sense for us. It is horseshit.
Yeah, I know.
But it's no different than the horseshit that I've got here. No different. I mean, other than the names of the people that are talking, it's the same shit.
Well, it's all programmed by the same people.
Just bad.
Yeah, it's just horrible.
Yeah, but advertising's cheap as shit.
Well, that's because they don't have any overhead anymore. They got rid of everything.
Yeah, I was surprised. I mean, it's like
nobody advertises anymore. I mean, they like here in the Chicago market, like 2 years ago, maybe almost 3 years ago, they just cleaned house. They got rid of everybody.
I was stunned how cheap it was, because I was thinking it would. I remember when I was doing the metal show and we were on top. I remember how much the ads were, and it was fairly pricey. It was like $180 for 30 seconds or something. It was a pretty, not that that's a lot, but that's for a Sunday night. That's a pretty pricey price, I thought. So I called, I was talking to a guy over there at Clear Channel that works DVE and a couple of other places. And he was like, yeah, we can sell you 10 spots for $200.
Wow.
And I was like, 10 spots? I was like, fuck yeah.
We're desperate. We'll take anything.
Yeah, I like 10 spots. And they weren't like bullshit times. It wasn't like 3 a.m. either. It's like morning drive or anything but morning drive, basically.
Sure.
You can't do, but you can do like afternoon drive for $20 a spot. That's pretty solid, man. Like, all right. So now I'm trying to figure out if anybody fucking listens to the afternoon drive.
Right.
You know, and I don't even know how to figure that out. So who knows?
Well, good luck with that.
Yeah, we'll figure it all out.
I know you will. It's a learning curve.
But it's a fun curve. I mean, you were out there all day. Did it seem like I was having any fun?
It was a job. I mean,
it really was.
I mean, it's just checking on the boys up front at the door and checking on, the guys who were running the zone and seeing that Billy was taken care of and seeing that the DJ, the stage area was set up for Ron and seeing that,
making sure Ron was taken care of.
Yeah.
Which that's a story all by itself at the end of the night.
Right.
We'll tell that story later, I think.
Yeah. Well, we got plenty to talk about, but I think we should get to this Chris Barnes interview, and we'll knock that out, and then we'll blast through the last 4 hours of the show.
That sounds like a plan, man.
I got some good topics to talk about, and we got more stuff to talk about, about the opening and, all that stuff. So, well, let's get into this. This was something that caught your ear or your attention when this opportunity came up because, Tom the Scott is a big fan of the Classic Metal Show, and he likes the growly shit, and I know you do periodically now and again.
I do. I love it.
And so we're going to bring you Chris Barnes. What's he promoting?
6 Feet Under.
So it's not a solo or anything?
No, it's 6 Feet Under's new album is called, is it Crypt of the Devil? Maybe. I think it's Crypt of the Devil.
Always got to bring the devil into it, man.
Yeah, man. Satan.
Yeah. Let's see, what weekend is this? Let's see. Tom the Scott called into the show last week.
All right,
so he's probably knocking boots with the girl with the kids.
Yeah, well, he'll catch it on the Spreaker.
Sure. All right.